Hello lovelies, and welcome to this practice where we will be exploring the theme of Santosha, which is our second Niyama or personal observance, and it's all about contentment. So we're going to start in our child's pose today, and you can choose to either take a child's pose with your knees together or a bit wider apart. And we're just going to settle down here and tap into our breath. So extend yourself forwards with your forehead gently resting on your mat. And taking a few deep breaths here. Noticing the movements of your breath and your body. The movements of your belly, your rib cage, the back of your heart, and the small sensations in your hips through the length of your spine. Inviting your very deepest nourishing breath. And just keep breathing here while I introduce our theme for our practice. So, Santosha, contentment. In Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, it is translated as, by contentment, supreme joy is gained. Here we should understand the difference between contentment and satisfaction. Contentment means just to be as we are, without going to outside things for our happiness. If something comes, we let it come. If not, it doesn't matter. So contentment means neither to like and nor to dislike. So I think for me, contentment really entails complete acceptance of the present moment and really cultivating this sense of gratitude and finding this wholeness within ourselves. So not being stuck in narratives of putting off our happiness or our joy or our sense of self-worth to a future moment when we perhaps achieve something outwardly, but really finding the sense of contentment inwards. So it also means accepting wholeheartedly every experience that comes into our lives, every relationship, whether we label it as good or bad, seeing these experiences simply as a teacher on our path to awakening. And taking a few more breaths in your child's pose. In our practice today, really starting to develop a relationship with the sense of contentment. Really just enjoying our practice for what it is today. Being content with each posture, not pushing the body more than it wants to go. And finding a sense of acceptance in the present moment. Slowly rising up onto your hands and your knees and just making some circles here. And circling yourself over the wrists and back in towards the hips. Beginning to warm up the whole body, changing direction of your circles. And then I invite you to find some free movement here. And so rather than just doing whatever it is that I'm doing, find what your body needs. And finding your free expression. Keep breathing deeply, connecting with your breath. And then once you're content with your movements, tucking the toes under and finding your way into a downward facing dog. And here also allowing for some free movement, warming up into our legs, into the side body, into our hips. And then coming onto your tiptoes and just collapsing the feet towards the right, coming on to the fingertips of the left, maybe bending into the knees to really get into the side body. And moving on to the other side, onto the tiptoes, collapsing the feet towards the left, coming onto the right fingertips, bending into the knees, getting into the right side body. Inhale back through center. Then coming into your downward facing dog, the feet hip distance apart, sucking your belly towards the spine. And if you like, play with coming onto the fingertips. And so coming into some familiar postures in maybe a bit of an unfamiliar way, finding our contentment even when things are a little off. Finding contentment even in adversity. Rocking forwards, you can come back onto your palms. Inhaling here. Exhaling, knees down, chest, and then the chin. Inhale, curling up into your low cobra. Bring the hands out to the side for oscillating cobra. Inhaling to raise up. Gazing up and exhaling, folding back down. Finding some fluidity in your spine. Move with your breath. Hands under the shoulders and push back into your child's pose. Exhaling. Inhale, roll up. Tuck the toes under and come into your downward facing dog. Gaze between the hands and slowly start to walk towards the top of your mat. Arriving with your feet hip distance apart, the hands can be on the shins or down to your mat. Take a little inhale, lifting here, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling to fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Bend into the knees and roll all the way up, Samasthiti. Coming to standing at the top of your mat, grounding through the feet. Just really connect into the breath as we prepare for 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar. And finding again in this familiar sequence a deep sense of contentment, a sense of surrender to the present moment. Inhale, raise the arms up, gaze up. Exhaling to fold with a straight spine, hands through the heart and down to the shins or your mat. Inhaling to look forward. Exhaling, right leg steps back, knee to the ground. Inhale, raise up, squeezing the thighs together. Gaze up towards the thumbs. Exhale, hands through the heart down to your mat. Step back, rock forward, inhaling. Exhale, knees come down. You can bring chest and chin or just come to 90 degrees of the elbows. before inhaling to open the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. And choose to take your downward facing dog either with palms grounded into the mat or again with your fingertips, finding something a little different. Deep breath, lengthen through the spine. On an inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step it between your hands, left knee to the ground. Inhale, raise the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands through the heart, down to the mat. Step forward, inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up in a big circle. And exhale your breath through your heart. And take a moment, ready for the same flow on the left side. Inhale, raise the arms up, gaze up. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, left leg steps back, knee to the ground. Raise the arms up, inhaling. Exhale, hands through the heart, down to your mat. Step back in your plank, rock forwards, inhaling. And here you can bring the knees down, or if you're ready for a Chaturanga Dandasana with the knees off the ground. Inhale, rolling forwards into your upward facing dog with thighs off of the mat. Or just come into your cobra, modify the pose for yourself. Feel good in your practice. Downward facing dog, 5 deep breaths. Yogi's choice if you want something a little different. Taking the right hand and grabbing either onto the left shin or the left ankle. And then gazing under your left armpit. Keep equal weight in your feet. And swapping sides, grounding right hand, left hand to right ankle, and gazing under your right armpit. And release. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step it between the hands. Knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, raise the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands through the heart, step forwards, inhaling. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise up, gaze up. And exhale, hands through the heart. And taking a moment, observing the breath, observing the effects of Surya Namaskar on your body and on your subtle body. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look forwards. Grounding the hands, step back into your downward facing dog. On an inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, step it between the hands. Left knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, raise the arms up. Gazing up, really getting into this left hip flexor, drawing the right hip back, squeeze everything together. Exhale to open up the heart. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, open the heart, cactusing the arms, elbows down towards the rib cage. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, open heart. Float fingertips down to the mat and step up for your modified pyramid. Just bringing the left leg a little bit closer in, but still kind of a wide stance here. Your back foot is 45 degrees. Important movements in the hip here, drawing right hip back, left hip forwards. Your hands can be on the shin, onto the thigh if you need. If you feel comfortable and content, bringing the fingertips either side of the right foot. We flow here 3 times with a straight spine. Really look at happening, the movement from the hips. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. 3 deep breaths here. And folding over your leg. Keep lengthening through the right hamstring. Inhale, gaze up. Exhale, ground the left knee. Raising up, arms rise up. And Kali Mudra with the index finger pointing up, interlace the other fingers. And then try to draw the hands backwards in space with your head coming forwards. And then something a little different here, maybe coming onto the tiptoes of your front foot. And release. Hands down to the mat. Bring them a little bit forward of your front foot onto your fingertips. And we're going to find our balance here into our warrior 3, balancing on the front leg. Your back toes are either flexed or pointed. Just keep them nice and active. Hips are parallel to one another. You can stay here. You could always have a bend in the knee if you struggle to bring the fingertips down to the mat, or use a block. If you like, finding the balance, hands into the heart, or any other expression of warrior 3 with hands behind or forwards. And from here, bend into the front leg and just bowing yourself down with the left knee behind the right. And then step the left leg behind the right for a crisscross forward fold. Hands come down to the floor. Also, you could use a block or have the hands onto the front leg. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale to fold. And walk your hands towards the right. Really getting into the side of that back left leg. It's okay for the front knee to be a little bent. Looking for sensations in the back left leg. Down that IT band, the side of the left leg. And from here, walking back through center and just bending into the back left leg and sitting your sit bones down. Getting ready for Ardha Matsyendrasana. So bring the right hand behind you. Inhale the left arm up and hook it on to your right knee. And using the elbow to help you to twist around your core. If this is not comfortable, you could always just hug on to your right knee with your left hand. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale to twist and ground into your right hip. Inhale back through center and just straighten out a little bit here. And we're going to straighten the right leg. So you can either grab on to the back of your right calf or grab onto the foot. And gaze towards the toe, steady breath. And from here, release the leg and swing it back behind you, getting ready for your pigeon. So here, finding a comfortable angle with your front leg. Doesn't have to be 90 degrees. Something that feels good to the knees and the hips. And just check that your back leg is nice and straight. And we want to really roll this right hip down as much as we can. So walk it back so that you get a nice opening through this hip flexor. And then walking the hands back, we're going to keep it active as first. You shouldn't feel any pain in the lower back. If you do, just come a little bit forwards. So settling into your posture here. And then because we want to open, this right hip flexor, we're going to want to engage your glute here quite a lot. So maybe just touch it here, just to check that it is firmed and active, and see how that helps you to roll the right hip down. Find a little bit more opening here. From here, we slowly walk ourselves down into our sleeping pigeon. You can take an option that feels good to you. So you could just remain up if this feels quite intense. You could fold all the way down if that feels comfortable to you. And just observing sensations here. And coming back to the sutra. Finding contentment, so that idea of just accepting completely whatever comes in the present moment, neither like nor dislike, no aversion, just surrendering. And slowly walk yourself up. And from here, tuck the back toe under, so you can lift the left leg up into your three-legged dog. And make some hip rolls here, just releasing out of that left hip, changing your direction. Stay in your three-legged dog, or if you like, you can flip it, coming onto the outside of your right foot, bending everything. So you can land the left toe. From here, right leg straightens. Really support yourself with your right arm and extend the left arm overhead, coming into your wild thing. Expressing the heart to the sky, hips up to the sky. To come out, bending everything. Three-legged dog. Exhale, left leg meets right, rock forward, moving through your vinyasa. Exhaling to come down. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, child's pose. Take a moment to observe, to deepen your breath. And then on your next inhale, coming up. Exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step it between your hands. Right knee comes down to the ground. Inhale, raise the arms up. Anjaneyasana, really sink into this right hip flexor. Gazing up. And exhale, opening your heart, arms like a cactus. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, open the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open. Arms come down to the ground. And modified pyramid, straighten out both the legs. Back foot 45 degrees. Remember, front hip moves backwards, right hip moves forwards. Find a home for your hands that feels comfortable. And then 3 flows over your leg. Exhale to fold. Inhale, looking forwards. Exhale, folding with a straight spine. Inhale, forwards. Exhale to fold. 3 deep breaths. Have the sensation of the left foot dragging backwards, so you really lengthen along your left hamstring. Inhale to look forwards. Exhale, right knee finds a home on the ground. Inhale, raise the arms up. Fingers in Kali Mudra, index finger pointing up to the sky. And finding our little back bend here. as we come into full flexion of the shoulders, head moving forward, arms back, and maybe coming on the tiptoes of the left front foot. Exhale to release. Fingertips come forwards and find your way into your supported warrior 3. Remain active with your back foot, either pointing or flexing it. And staying here or finding the heart with your hands. And bend into the knees and just bow yourself down, Shiva squat. And then right leg lands behind the left for your crisscross forward fold. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. And walk your hands towards the left to intensify sensations in the back leg. It's okay for the front leg to be a little bent. Inhale back through center and just bend the back leg and set it down. Come onto your hips. So the left leg is over the right. Bring the left arm behind your spine, right arm up, inhaling, either just hugging on to the left knee or bringing right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist and ground through your left hip. Inhale through center. And from here, grabbing onto either the calf or the foot and steady gaze towards your toes. This pose can also always be done with a strap or a belt. And release, shift the weight a bit to the right so you can extend the left leg behind you and find your home here in pigeon, opening up into the left hip, checking that your back leg is nice and straight, and doing the work of getting the left hip to roll down to the ground, walking the hands back as much as feels comfortable, and checking your back left glute to see that it is nice and fired up, helping you to open up through the front of your left hip. And then walking into your version of your sleeping pigeon. And finding your surrender here. And finding your contentment. Inhale, slowly rise up, grounding through the hands, tucking your back foot under, raising the right leg up to the sky. And from here, you can just release that right hip through some hip rolls, changing direction. And then either stay in three-legged dog or come onto the side of the left foot, step the right leg behind the left, straighten out the left, come onto the tiptoes of the right and extend your right arm forward into your wild thing, expressing your heart up to the sky. Keep pushing the hips up. And then to come out, bending everything and finding your way into your three-legged dog, right leg raised. Exhale. Moving through a vinyasa, rocking forwards, inhaling. Exhale. Coming down to the mat, inhale. upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, coming back to where we started, into your child's pose. And deepening your breath and releasing. And feeling free to stay here as long as you like, or coming into your Shavasana, making any last movements you feel that you need to finish off your practice, to feel content. Thank you for joining me for this practice, and wishing you well on your yoga journey, on your yoga path, integrating Santosha, contentment into your life off of the mat. Namaste.